today we will be discussing one of the applications of rectangular components, okay, in a motion of a projectile. Okay, so now this topic, motion of a projectile, is useful in analyzing the motions of a tennis ball or a catapult. Okay, so ang analysis is governed by this principle. Okay, so maybe you're familiar. Ang projectile is, ang motion niya is along a curved path. Okay, so initially this is your object. So initially naana siya ay velocity VO. Okay, and then may tabuan ni travel na sa ana. Okay, so say for example naana diri ang imo ang object. So again, naapod ni siya ay velocity V. Okay, again kani tangent ni sa path mo, kanipod siya. So velocity V, the final velocity. So how do we analyze this one is by applying what we have learned about rectangular components. Okay, so we have a coordinate system x and y. Okay, so this will now be your R, right? Okay, and we can resolve this velocity into its x and y components. Shall we say Vox? This one will be Voy. Now your final velocity, pwede po natin siya characterize or resolve into Vx and Vy. Okay? So muna siya. And then kani siya with respect sa imo ang origin kani, this is at a distance x sub o, kani at a distance siya is y sub o, and then kani ang imong final nga location, distance x. Okay, kani this is y. Okay, y na siya. So saan mo ni siya pag apply sa kinematic equations. Okay, now sa projectile nimo, no, kung mag move na siya along sa iyang path, ang only force nga na-involve na is ang iyang, kung ato imbutan diri ang iyang weight. Okay, iyang weight. So wala na siya component of acceleration along y, no, along x. Ang iyang acceleration lang is along y, which is the downward nga due to gravity. Okay, so ang imo ang kinematic equations would be, okay, di ba? V final is V initial plus 80. Now constant man yung acceleration mo sa y, no? And then nagalito x sub o plus VOT plus 1 half AT squared, and then plus okay. Kung mauna nga itong mga equations, so for the x component, for the horizontal motion, horizontal or along x, ang equations nimo would be Vx is equal to Vox plus A sub xt. But since wala man kay component, no, there ax ng component ay 0, along y raman ni siya, so 0 ni. Therefore kanina lang mabilin, as well as kaning sa third equation ni mo, no, kung mo yung 1, 2, third equation, Vx squared Vox squared plus 2a, again 0, so the same ra kanira gyapon. So ang second would be x is equal to x sub o plus Voxt minus 1 half g t squared. Okay? No, not g. Kaya along x na yun eh. A sub x, so 0 na po ni. So kanina lang mabilin di ay. Ni. X is equal to x sub o plus v sub o x times time. Mga na yun, duha ka equation. And for the vertical, wala lang ni reason, vertical motion, for the vertical motion, again, ito ako rin paano, v sub y is v sub oy minus gt, minus kay paubos man eh, paubos siya, kaya nga itong notation ani, positive upward, positive upward, so morning minus, and then y is equal to y sub o plus v sub o y t minus 1 half g t squared. And finally, you have v sub y squared, v sub o y squared minus 2 gy minus y sub o. Okay? So mauna siya. And then kung gusto nimo kuhaon ning velocity final ani, mo ra ning get the square root ani nila, no? As well as for v sub o, no, v sub o, square root of v sub o x squared plus v sub o y squared. Again, direction ani, makuha nimo ton ning angle nga theta. Okay, so let's apply this one in example. So let's take this example, and you have a sack, okay, that slides off the ramp. Okay, so this is the ramp, and with a horizontal velocity of 12 meters per second. So initially, ang sack nimo adere, okay, initial velocity is 12 meters per second horizontally. If the height of the ramp is 6 meters from the floor, determine the time needed for the sack to strike the floor, and the range are where the sacks begin to pile up. Okay, so you have two things nga pangitaon diri. First is we are asked to get the time and the R. Okay? So pila daw ang time gikan diri taman sa mabot sa dinhi. Ano unsa ni kalayo? Okay, so ang unang buhaton nimo first is you need to establish your coordinate system. Okay, so in this example, the rectangular coordinate system. Pwede nimo diri ibutang ang imong origin, pwede po sa ubos dinhi. So in this case, diri na to ibutang x and y. And then based sa given yung parameters, you need to get the time or r asa ang mas dali kuhaon. Okay? So ang given nimo is given kag VOX 12 meter per second. Given ka og kung base dere initially nimo given ka og y sub o which is 6. Okay, ang imong x sub o is 0. And then sa pailang given, I think kanara, no? Also the final height nimo. Final nimo is not there, so y final is 0. Okay? No, this is x sub o. So base diha, no? X is equal to x sub o plus v sub o xt. Okay? So 0 na ni. Take note ng ganing x ni mo ni ang r. Diba? Final. So given the ray, r is just VOX. Ang VOX ni mo is 12. 12t. Duha ka nun, kinahanglan ka another equation. Makuha nimo using katong sa vertical motion. Okay, sa vertical motion nga mga equation, Vy is VOY minus GT. Final velocity, dili ka given, dili na nimo magamit. Ang magamit nimo agadtong ikaduha. Y sub O plus VOY T minus 1/2 GT squared. Y sub O is 0. Final ang imong no. Bali ni. Ang final ni mo may 0 and then ang initial final height ni mo may 0. Initially 6. And then VOYT given ba ni? Given ni. VOY dire base dire 0 man kay horizontal naman siya initially. 0 din ni. Warning minus 1/2. Depende sa given. Ang given is in meters, so 9.81 na itong gamiton. Meter per second squared. Kung in terms of feet, ang G mo is 32.2 feet per second squared. Okay, base the rate T will be T will be 1.11. Okay, 1.11 seconds meaning di ka dire pag slide na pag ambak ka na dire 1.11 about na dire. And multiply na to ni dire, we'll get R is equal to 12 times 1.11. This is 13.3 meters. Okay? So that's it. Mga other examples is nasa book.